6 on Your Side at 6 starts now.
Good evening on this Friday, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Roland Barris. Don is off the desk tonight. We begin with an update to a story that we have been following for months. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has ruled the state of Idaho must provide gender confirmation surgery to Adri Edmo, an inmate at the Idaho Department of Correction. Now, we have team coverage tonight. Madeline White will tell us where this fight may be going next. But first, 6 on Your Side's Jessica Taylor is live in Boise to break down the specifics of this historic ruling.
The ruling means Edmo will be the first transgender inmate in the country to receive the surgery specifically because of a court order. But according to Governor Brad Little, the state is planning to take this case to the Supreme Court of the United States. The court's decision centers around the Eighth Amendment, whether denying the gender confirmation surgery is cruel and unusual punishment, something Edmo's attorneys say would be, given her gender dysphoria.
It really comes down to, is this a medically necessary care and treatment?
6 on Your Side previously spoke with one of Edmo's attorneys about the case and what went down in court a few months back when the federal appeals court ruled Idaho Department of Correction does not have to provide the surgery until stated otherwise.
We provided the court with some very, very high quality expert testimony about the care and treatment necessary for her gender dysphoria, which is severe. And the medically necessary treatment is gender confirmation surgery.
A panel of judges from the Ninth Circuit agreed with the decision made by a federal judge last December that denying the surgery is cruel and unusual punishment. However, it doesn't necessarily end here. Governor Brad Little responded to the ruling, stating in part, "The court's decision is extremely disappointing. The hard-working taxpayers of Idaho should not be forced to pay for a convicted sex offender's gender reassignment surgery when it is contrary to the medical opinions of the treating physician and multiple mental health professionals. I intend to appeal this decision to the U.S. Supreme Court." 6 on Your Side reached out to both Edmo's legal team and the Department of Corrections. The Department of Corrections said they have nothing to add beyond what Governor Little said in his statement. Edmo was currently housed in a men's prison south of Boise. 6 on Your Side will continue to keep you updated as we learn more about this case. Reporting live outside the Capitol, Jessica Taylor, 6 on Your Side.
All right, thanks, Jessica. And 6 on Your Side's Madeline White now has been following the story closely for the past several months. She joins us live in studio with how the Supreme Court may react to this.
Yeah, the Supreme Court may not take the case, but if they do, it's worth noting the Supreme Court has held that consciously ignoring a prisoner's serious medical needs amounts to cruel and unusual punishment in violation of the Eighth Amendment. In my previous reporting, one medical doctor I spoke to says gender confirmation surgery is a medical necessity for those who feel like their bodies need to match how they feel. But some say inmates shouldn't be able to get it covered when a person out of prison cannot. Some saying that this feels like a special privilege for someone who's been sentenced for a crime of this magnitude, Roland.
And Madeline, for those who have forgotten, what was Edmo charged with?
Yeah, sexual abuse of a child under 16 in Bannock County, and the sentence will be satisfied on July 3rd, 2021.
All right, and then as far as the cost for this surgery, not exactly cheap.
No, we don't know the particular cost in this case, but according to Reuters news agency, the Philadelphia Center for Transgender Surgery lists procedures of this nature to total more than $100,000 in some cases.
All right, so here's the final question. What happens if she does get this surgery? Will she be moved to the women's prison?
That's a very good question. I asked our spokesperson at Idaho Department of Correction about that, and he said he kind of remained tight-lipped on the matter, but this process isn't over yet, so we will keep you updated with more as we learn it.
There's a ways to go. Thanks, Madeline. Appreciate it. To see our previous coverage on this story and for the latest information as it develops, head to our website, 6onyourside.com.
Now, Rachel Garceau with the On Your Side forecast.
Well, it has been a really nice end to the work week. We've wrapped up today with temperatures in the mid-80s, tons of sunshine. Look at our beautiful live views of Boise, Stanley, Sun Valley, and McCall. You can see barely any clouds at all in the skies today. We had abundant sunshine and good news for golfers at the Boise Open. Those winds were much lighter, just a light breeze. Anything under 10 miles per hour I call a barely there type of breeze, and that's where we are right now, 5 to 8 mile per hour winds from Ontario through Boise out into Twin Falls. Nothing but sunshine and those high temperatures approaching 90 in Ontario right now, 86 for Boise right now, and 81 in Twin Falls. So a picture perfect summer afternoon. If you're headed out and about this evening, maybe to head to the Western Idaho Fair or just to take in a movie or head downtown and hang out, you have a beautiful evening for it. That sunset at 8:36. So we'll drop into the 70s by 10 o'clock this afternoon. A few clouds may start building in, but all in all, a really nice evening, even at 11. 11 o'clock tonight, we'll still be at 73 degrees. We are watching another pool of cooler air that will move by to our north this weekend. So what that means for your Saturday and your Sunday is coming up in my full forecast.
All right, thanks, Rachel. Planned Parenthood will no longer receive millions of dollars in federal funding after stepping away from the Title X program. The organization is refusing to comply with the Trump administration rule prohibiting referrals to doctors who can give abortions. Now, the news is sending Idaho providers on both sides of the abortion argument scrambling. Planned Parenthood is making plans for other ways to be sustainable. Meanwhile, representatives from Idaho pro-life provider Stanton Healthcare are planning to apply for some of those funds.
We refuse to comply with the unconscionable rule that this administration is trying to make folks comply with.
We keep our doors open through complete private donations. And so it would be a significant push for us, whatever the amount might be, to get some of that Title X funding. And so we're looking into that.
Title X is a federal family planning program which has been in existence since 1970. Its goal is to provide birth control, pregnancy tests, and other health services to women with limited means. Planned Parenthood was receiving $60 million federally from the government each year through the program. A Nampa mother reunites with a local police officer who she says saved her life and inspired her recovery from substance use disorder. During what she describes as two drug-fueled mental health crises, the woman says the Nampa officer made sure that her daughter was in safe hands while showing empathy and care towards her condition.
It's good to see you.
You too. I brought you these because I grew them.
Thank you.
Because you actually helped me continue to grow as a person. And it's you need to understand that, like, you saved me.
Wow, that makes you feel good, doesn't it? She says it's been 3 years since she used hard drugs and says she has Officer Otto to thank. She invited our cameras to share their heartwarming reunion. 6 on Your Side's Madeline White's going to have their full story of finding hope tonight at 10. Coming up on 6 on Your Side, these handmade leather gun holsters take a long time to make, but customers say they're worth the wait. We're going to take you inside the Made in Idaho business carrying on the tradition of Western culture.
And my handmade On Your Side forecast is coming up after the break. I don't make the weather, right? But I will tell you all about it in just a couple of minutes. We go from hot to not too hot again. So I'll break down the changes that are coming our way right after the break.
Welcome back, everyone. Milt Sparks was a master gun holster maker for 50 years in the Treasure Valley, but since his passing in the 90s, his business has continued to flourish. 6 on Your Side's Steve Dent tonight goes inside this old school leather shop and shows us just how the current employees are carrying on the tradition of Western culture.
Try to carry on the legacy every day.
I mean, we kind of do things exactly the same way that we have in the beginning. Same materials, same tools, all that. It's kind of special.
Milt Sparks passed away in the 90s. But his spirit lives on through a business that makes leather gun holsters.
So these are our clicker dies. We use these to stamp out the patterns.
For the last 20 years, Nick Harvey has transformed.
It's all in the creation for me.
Either horsehide or cowhide,
try to do it better and better each time,
into a holster. The demand has changed over the years from crafting mostly competition-style holsters to now doing more concealed carry holsters.
So all of our holsters are made up for the specific firearm. So, for example, this is Colt 1911. And so that's what we're going to make this holster up on.
But because these prestigious holsters have appeal worldwide, customers have to wait an average of 4 months to get one.
It's the handcrafting, it's the attention to detail, it's the level of customer service that we offer. Put them in the press under about 5,000 PSI. That forms the leather around that casting. And that's what helps form fit that firearm.
So what would Milt Sparks think of his business that crafts holsters the same way he did 50 years ago?
Well, I think he'd be excited. You know, this is something that he started. He fathered this business, and now to see where it's kind of continued on and still have those same roots would be kind of neat for him.
Milt Sparks holsters.
We'll glue that down.
Made in Idaho.
Then we'll go back out to the stitcher. And
a throwback to the cowboy way. Steve Dent, 6 on your side.
You may not know this, but Idaho is one of the top producers of seeds in the world, according to the Idaho Department of Agriculture. And today, advancing that reputation, a brand new research and development seed production facility opened in Nampa. The Nampa Trait Conversion Accelerator, as it's known, is a corn breeding facility featuring state-of-the-art greenhouses and labs. The move is a major expansion for Syngenta, and officials say it is a great opportunity for Idaho.
Idaho is always known as the potato state. They also get us confused with Iowa, the corn state. But I think now Idaho is going to be known as the research and development for corn state. And this certainly puts us on the map in that regard.
Still the potato state. The facility hosts the majority of Syngenta's North American corn train conversion work. It is a big weekend for St. Luke's Children's Hospital coming up. Their brand new Idaho Elks Children's Pavilion will hold its grand opening officially tomorrow. And this is video that was provided to us, a time lapse that the hospital shared showing construction of that new addition. So many changes around there, of course. The pavilion is designed and built just for children, and it aims to change the way they view going to the doctor.
We have 2 kitchens, a teaching kitchen and an adaptive kitchen. We have a sibling center where we can have siblings of the patient that's being seen that day dropped off, and then they'll have interactive playtime with a child life specialist. And we have a patient and family resource room.
Now, the $42 million building sits at the corner of Avenue B and Jefferson Street in downtown Boise, and there is an open house tomorrow morning at 11:30 with tours starting just before noon. The pavilion opens to patients, by the way, on September 3rd.
Now, Rachel Garceau with the On Your Side forecast.
Well, happy Friday to you, everyone. You made it to the end of the work week, and what a beautiful day we had. Right now, we're sitting at 86 degrees in the City of Trees with just a very light wind out of the northwest at 8 miles per hour. Very low humidity at 16%. It's been a very dry week, right? And that sunset at 8:36 tonight. We are inching ever closer to those much shorter daylight hours that come at us by the end of summer and into the fall season. But we have plenty of summer to get through first. Let's not talk about fall yet. For Saturday, here's your weather timeline. That heat will build back in briefly as we then get another shot of cooler air that will come our way for Sunday, and Monday we'll get some wind back into the mix by Sunday as well. Then Tuesday, and it looks like all the way through Friday next week, we may be dealing with more unseasonable warmth. So the heat is not gone after Saturday. It just takes a little bit of a back seat to slightly cooler conditions. It's been a beautiful sunny day across nearly the entire Northwest. We do have fire weather concerns, a red flag warning for portions of the upper and middle Snake River Valley because of those gusty winds that will set in and stick around through tomorrow, and those low humidities as well. So it's very dry out there, as we know. We're seeing a couple of showers popping up in far northern Washington state in response to an area of low pressure that's sending some precipitation that direction. This is what will be on the move and slowly drop south and east over the weekend. It will kind of just clip our area, and that's what will send temperatures down a little bit. It's just kind of called a shortwave trough, not a true cold front necessarily, but it will be enough to again drop temperatures from Saturday to Sunday and bring in some wind. Now, the next thing we're watching is far down to the south. This is Tropical Storm Ivo sitting right now off the coast of Mexico. You can see it swirling right here. And here's the path it's taking, moving slowly, slowly, slowly up to the north. Now, as it moves, it's going to lose steam as it starts encountering these cooler waters, but it may inch far enough up the coastline to send some counterclockwise rotation around this low pressure, which will grab that warm southwesterly air and send it our direction. That's what will boost our temperatures by the middle of next week. So we have a tropical storm to thank for that, at least what might be the remnants at that point of a tropical storm. And all in all, we stay dry for the extended period. This takes us all the way through next Friday, which, by the way, is our next to last day of August already next week, if you can believe it. We stay warm and dry, even in the mountains. I'm not looking at the possibility of any thunderstorms, so if you're looking to make some camping plans, I think you should be good to go. So for your Saturday, we'll likely see those clouds coming and going. The sun kind of playing playing hide and seek in between the clouds, but it will be hot regardless. We're looking at mid-90s across the board for the Treasure Valley. After starting off a little bit cool, we'll be in the mid-50s for Caldwell and Kuna, but low 60s in Boise. Then those high temperatures up to 95 degrees. So if you're headed to the fair for the final weekend, again, Saturday will be the hottest day. Sunday you'll have some wind, but it'll be more pleasant temperature-wise. 92 on tap for Garden Valley. Tomorrow 91 in Council. Starting off in the upper 40s for McCall, Donnelly, and Cascade, but a beautiful day in the Long Valley. Low to mid 80s for McCall tomorrow. Starting off in the 30s in Stanley, but getting up to 80 degrees. That wind will pick up as the day progresses. That's our first indicator usually that change is coming our direction, and that is the case as we saw for Sunday. But still 86 for Fairfield tomorrow. Just beautiful. It'll be hot in the Magic Valley with that mix of sun and clouds and some wind popping up in the evening, but still 94 degrees, my forecast high for Twin Falls. So here's that drop in temperatures, nearly 10 degrees from Saturday to Sunday. So a really comfortable end to the weekend. Perfect patio weather. Just maybe hang on tight to that napkin if the wind is blowing. We stay very comfy on Monday as the last round of kids in the Treasure Valley go back to school. Kind of normal on Tuesday with 88, and then the heat returns on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So hopefully that back to school wardrobe includes lots of shorts and t-shirts because you're still going to need them.
Yeah, and in the morning, a light jacket that they'll have to remember to bring home.
Yep. Well, the kids might fight you on the jacket. They never need the jacket, right?
They're always in shorts, even in the middle of winter.
Always.
And then Ivo, huh? West Coast storms have unusual names.
Yeah, we're at the I point of the alphabetical list. So it's not going to amount to a whole lot, but may have a slight impact on our weather.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Well, the 30th annual Albertsons Open, it's kicking into high gear now as golfers compete for $1 million purse and a chance to earn a PGA Tour card as well. 6 on Your Side, Steve Dent went to the Open, shows us tonight how fans are enjoying this Boise tradition.
Normally day 3 is moving day during golf tournaments, but several golfers shot 7 or 8 under par
way down there, perfectly straight in the fairway.
During the second round of the Albertsons Boise Open that features a $1 million purse and a chance for 25 golfers to receive a PGA Tour card for next year.
It's a godsend for them to be able to have a place of this quality to be able to play to get back on the PGA Tour.
The Patriots Outpost provides active duty and retired military, police, and fire a place of their own to enjoy the action, along with free admission to the Boise Open.
But this, having this outpost for the veterans is really special. I know how much I appreciate it and all.
And the Boise Open continues to improve the fan experience. And what's your favorite part about the tournament?
Beer.
And fans can purchase half-price beers for every birdie recorded on hole number 16.
Loving it. Loving it. Beautiful weather, good golf. Excellent. The improvements they made in the bleachers are just phenomenal.
But this tournament also raises money for charity, and the Open set a new record this year by raising $1.5 million, bringing the total to $25 million raised for charity in the last 30 years. Steve Dent, 6 on Your Side.
Looks like fun. Saturday night, country superstar Justin Moore will perform at Hillcrest Country Club before the Boise Open finishes up the tournament on Sunday. For the results so far in the tournament, head to our website, 6onyourside.com. Coming up on 6 on Your Side tonight is a big night at the Western Idaho Fair, but if you're thinking of heading there, you're running out of time to get in on the action. We'll explain coming up.
Brought to you by your local Edward Jones Financial Advisors, with more than 50 offices in the Treasure Valley. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
That time of year again, campus is buzzing at Boise State as students are moving in. Volunteers busy helping students unload their cars and find their campus homes. Hundreds of incoming first-year students and their families also took part in convocation at 3 this afternoon at Taco Bell. One student we spoke to says they can't wait to start.
I'm excited about having fun, meeting new people and meeting the swim team and traveling with the swim team, training, getting better, and also studying.
If you're traveling near campus this weekend, you should expect heavy traffic. Boise State is also hosting its annual Bronco Athletic Association Appreciation event, which includes the Broncos' final scrimmage on the Blue at 2 o'clock. Classes, by the way, start on Monday. Lots of students looking for one last hurrah before school starts will be hitting the fair this weekend, no doubt about that. The fair wraps up on Sunday. Still plenty of family fun happening at Expo Idaho, though, from all the classic fair food to animal shows, rides, and live music. Hitting the stage, by the way, tonight, of course, is REO Speedwagon. That's at 7:30 at the Dish Grandstand. Tickets to the fair get you in to the concert. And we have information on our website, 6onyourside.com. All right, here's a look outside on a Friday. Beautiful outside the Toyota Tower Cam network from the Grove Hotel. Boy, that is the last vestiges perhaps of summer, maybe soon in a week or two. We're going to get some cold temperatures again, but enjoy it while it lasts. We'll be back. You're going to hear a lot of this weekend. 25 vintage World War II aircraft lined up at the Nampa Airport this afternoon. It's in preparation for the 17th annual Warbird Roundup at the Warhawk Air Museum. I love these aircraft.
And
They're so cool.
They're so cool. They're fun to look at, let alone you get to watch them fly.
Yeah, that's right. They're
through the weekends.
It's going to be fun.
Absolutely beautiful. And kids 14 and under get in for free.
Yeah, that's right.
Great family event. Now, if you are headed out tomorrow, this is Boise's forecast, remember. So Nampa might be a couple of degrees hotter. We'll call it 96 to 97 out of Nampa, but 95, tons of sunshine for Saturday. The Albertsons Boise Open. They'll be sweated out there at Hillcrest. But all in all, not a bad start to the weekend. A better end, though, with those mid-80s and sunshine on Sunday.
Get behind one of those Warbirds and the prop wash. Pull you down.
Exactly.
The extended forecast has been brought to you by Steve's Hometown Toyota.